Hey y'all, Rick, Fearless, Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House, Punchwally Garage, Fearless Services. Good morning. How you doing? All right? Today is Wednesday, July the 2nd, 2025, year of our Lord, season number 3, episode number 183. In today's show, we are going to talk about the best boss. Let's go. In my life, the 365 Project, coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas in the powerful CHUMP studio. Today's show is brought to you by Reliable Diamond Tool. That's ready2.com, REDITOO.com. Check them out for concrete and masonry working tools. Also brought to you by Simpson Motorcycle Helmets. If you got a $100 head, you should wear a $100 helmet. But if your head is priceless, like mine, you should wear a Simpson. They are the best. We are a dealer. StrokersDallasMerch.com. Spire, S-P-I-R-E, ConstructionInc.com. They are a full-scale residential general contractor. Anything from your roof to your floor. Heating, air conditioning, remodel your kitchen. What you got? SpireConstructionInc.com. Tell them I sent you. Maverick Harley-Davidson, Longhorn Harley-Davidson, the official Harley-Davidson dealers from Strokers Ice House and Strokers Dallas. Check those fine folks out. But right now, let's turn off that news. It's me and you take a stroll down memory lane. Today, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine goes back to 1991. So in 1991, Glidden had bought us out a couple years before, and I had a boss by the name of Eddie Bender. Mr. Bender reminded me of Tom Landry. He wore a fedora, older gentleman, probably about my age now. And he was so nice and so classy, and you just wanted to work hard for Mr. Bender. Well, I'd worked my way up to the #1 sales rep in the country, and he called me one day and he said, "Hey, Rick, you ever been to that Super Bowl?" And I said, "No, sir." He said, "Would you like to go this year?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Which customer would you take with you?" And I said, "Don Rasco." And he said, "Good. Well, I'm going to send you and Rasco to the Super Bowl." At this point, we didn't even know who was playing in the Super Bowl. And I said, "Where is it this year, Mr. Bender?" And he said, "It's in Pasadena, California, the Rose Bowl." I said, "Oh, yeah, that'll be great." He said, "You like to gamble, Rick?" And I said, "No, sir, but Roscoe does." He said, "Good. I'm going to send y'all to Las Vegas for a couple of days." Yes, sir. That was a trip of a lifetime. The next year, he sent me to the Indianapolis. That was also, Dallas was in that Super Bowl and won it. I don't remember if it's 91. We won like 3 and 4 years. We ain't done much since then, but we got that. A year or two later, he said, "You want to go to that Indy 500? I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "There's an account named Steve Bolos. I want you to take him." Steve Bolos had a paint company, and he signed a contract with Sears. Remember them? So back in the day, you would call Sears and say, "Hey, I want to get my house painted." Well, Steve Bolos was the guy that did the painting under the Sears name. So back in the day, and it sounds funny now, I don't even know if Sears is still in business. But back in the day, that was a big deal. And so I got to take him to the Indy 500. Glidden was owned by ICI back in the day, and they had a car in the race. So Glidden had a suite at the Indy 500. We got to meet the driver, which was, I believe, Eddie Cheever. We got to go in the pits. It was a pretty classy deal. I'll never forget the sound that those Indy cars make. It's pretty crazy. And, I took some binoculars, but those cars go by so fast. The binoculars were only good for watching girls because they were worthless for watching the cars go by. They just go too fast. Mr. Bender sent me deep sea fishing. He sent me to Corpus Christi Bay fishing. He took good care of me, and things were great until Mr. Bender retired. And then it wasn't the same anymore. But that's a story for another day. All right, let's check that chuck. Check that chuck. Woo! Hey, those ain't chucks. That's a van. Scan the van, man. Yeah, you got the plaid. You got the plaid toe. White toe. 1 red racing stripes. Checkerboard. Can't afford vent hose. What do they call this? Off the wall, right? That's supposed to be like a skateboard track. It's on the other side, too. 1 eye down. Double knotted for safety. These are, say it with me, all these are some handsome chucks. You want to check the office? Yeah. I've noticed these things. So you got some hanging Marylands. Next to the hanging Naked Lady beer opener, see? I think my wife bought me these Marylands years ago. So they watch over me. Her and the Naked Ladies beer openers, they keep, and Larry Bird, they keep good eye on me. What was Grandma Goldie doing? What do you want? It's early, okay? What was Grandma Goldie doing 76 years ago today? July the 2nd, 1949 was a Saturday. Grandma wrote, Dick and I went to Elk City. Dixie and I went to Elk City this morning. We all went to Sayre this evening except Charles and Dick. They finished cutting the wheat. Well, Charles would have been about 6 years old, so I don't know how much help he was cutting the wheat. Dad joke. I asked the guy the other day, if I throw a stick, will you go away? Get off the couch, a motivational minute. Follow your passion. That's what I did. I decided that I'd like to try to open a motorcycle shop. I had no clue that I was going to wind up here. I knew I enjoyed working for Roach Paint, and I enjoyed working for Glidden pretty much until Mr. Bender retired, and then it became a chore. And opening a motorcycle shop, when I really thought hard about it, so I started working for Roach Paint. Glidden carried our time. I thought, I got 20 years in this year. In September, I'll have 20 years in. I'm eligible for retirement. That was in March. We were going to Daytona for a photo shoot, me and Joe T. And that's when I really, really, really hatched this plan. That's a story for another day. But that's what I did. I followed my passion. One of the things I've done in the past is motivational speaking. I've lectured at DePaul University twice. I've lectured at TCU 3 times. I've lectured for a bunch of different companies. And I try to motivate the employees, motivate the students. I enjoy doing it. And if I can help, that's a plus. I don't do it for free. I got to get paid. I'm not free, but I am cheap. All right, karaoke tonight. Should be a good one. It's hot, but oh yeah, well, it's Texas. I got to go. I got Wednesday things to do. Love you, Alice. Bye, y'all.